Well, good morning. It is a cold morning. Right, summer to winter, maybe. Got a little fall in here, I guess. It is cold though. Over in this Discord, looks like there's already a party going on over here.
Yeah, dude. Well, I met him at some show that he was doing in Texas, and I got to be like right next to him when he was playing and stuff. And in between songs, he was like handing out pins, and I was like, I need like 10 of them for my friends who are musicians. And he like just reached into his pocket, grabbed out a stack of them, and just shoved them in my hand. I was like, here you go, kid, have fun. And I was really like in my 20s, but he called me a kid anyway. You know, I was like 26.
No, I get it, dude. I get it. That's really cool. Something just happened at 9 o'clock. Somebody's speaking. FOMC Logan speaks.
Oh, we don't
I
care.
don't know, dude. I don't see how you can have any positivity out of any of this, man. How's things with you where you're at, Yasha? Is okay?
In the country, it's a war.
No, where you're at. I mean, like by you. You're seeing any of this shit?
I mean, it's relatively all right where I am. You know, there's not like it's been quiet where I am. But
Okay.
in terms of like action, there hasn't been any, thank God, around here. But
Right. That's what I meant. I mean, that's
you know,
crazy. I just saw the news.
if we start lobbing things over the northern border, like rockets and shit, then we're like right in the area where that shit usually gets to. So
yeah, they
if I suddenly am not online for a while, it's probably because I'm in my bomb shelter with my family to make sure everything's all right.
I got it.
Yes.
That sucks. Well, I saw the news about the massacre at the fucking music fest, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, that just, I mean,
I didn't even know that happened until I saw the news early this morning. I did not even have the clue that something like that even happened.
It's a freaking war. Anyway, hey, look at that. Look who's here. Scooty's here. Hey,
yeah,
Scott.
It's war's yeah, man, what's happening, brothers?
All right, man. Life during wartime is unfortunately an event that we are all too common.
We're sending over the Gerald Ford, dude.
Yeah, man.
Oh, them boys are there. They got the whole
the
strike group.
Ford's on its way. The newest $4 billion aircraft carrier that just got christened, I think, about a month ago.
Dude, they got $43 billion in ships sitting in the Mediterranean in that strike group. That's what.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Dude.
When they usually have a strike group, like that somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
They are often in Haifa, like right here, near where not far from where I am.
Right.
But very often you'll see like the U.S. carrier that's docked there or whatever.
Right.
It's kind of cool because like Marines and stuff will come and hang out in town and stuff, and just
right.
good people and all that. But now they're sending over, I guess, the big one because whatever they want to,
you get
show some solidarity or whatever, and it's just I really don't even know what it's for, but other than to show solidarity, which is great and awesome and appreciated. But hopefully they won't need to use any of their because we have in theory an army that is more than capable of handling these scumbags.
Yeah, I think they're there. I think they're there to deter any other Islamic extremists from taking part in
little
this.
dinghies, and like the Israeli Navy is fully capable of countering these idiots in their dinghy boats. But when you have like the U.S. presence, it sends a message to them, which is don't mess around because we have a lot of firepower here on this fleet, and we can do some damage from quite a distance away offshore to where you are. So hopefully they will not need to use their force, but it's a good deterrent, I think.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, crazy times, and we just hope that there will be peace soon, because end of the fighting at least soon, because it's never fun.
No, never.
And,
never. Yeah, I'm literally there yesterday. I left my phone behind. Right, went to the football game. And I didn't say a word to my brother in the morning. He walks up to me. He just walked up to me. He goes, man, it's so surreal. We're sitting here at a football game, with us Americans, and we look what they're dealing with in Israel. And we both had this real, this moment just going, yeah, man, it's fucking just nuts.
Yeah, it really is. Friday night, people went to sleep and everything was chill. And Saturday was like the day of this long holiday, and it's supposed to be like a really happy day when you see people who are like traditional, like we read the end of the book and all that.
Yeah.
A special time of year for the traditional stuff. And then, but no, it couldn't, like most people had to skip that because they were, if they're in the center of the country or whatever, they're all like dodging rockets and trying to hide from these scumbags running around the street with their little pickups and motorcycles and, murdering and kidnapping and doing all kinds of awful things to people, families and young girls. And
Yeah.
you imagine all the evil things they've been doing to them. And it's not hard to imagine. They put it right on the web.
Yeah, that's the screwed up thing, man. They come over and start just taking civilian hostages. That's when it's just like, okay, buddy.
And and it's not even that they just take them. They take them and they do awful things to them.
Yeah, man.
They intentionally target them. It is awful anytime innocent civilians get hit or hurt, war or anything. But when it's intentionally done, there's a world of difference.
Yeah.
And when it's done for the purposes of scaring an entire population, that's the definition of terrorism. And it's pretty awful, man. But fortunately, we have a strong and capable security apparatus, and hopefully, we will crush these scumbags and keep them electing if they won't want to repeat.
Yeah, exactly what it is, too, man. It's like, what the
hell? On a lighter note,
yeah,
it's Monday.
It's Monday. Market open.
There be assets of trading.
There be assets of trading, all right.
Assholes trading, what?
Yeah, man, we're all here. We are all right here.
Yeah. I'm first asshole trading. Sure, Captain Asshole.
Captain Caveman. See this 4 hour here. What are we doing?
Sergeant Major Philip Asshole.
Sergeant Major.
Who knows what I'm talking about?
We got up here.
Great fucking
33, huh? Interesting. Just taking a quick peek here. I didn't look at the charts last night when the futures opened or anything.
They're down 30. They gapped down 30.
Let's see.
I'm thinking, but the problem is because you have a new weekly and a new daily, it's skewed. You know what I mean? On these futures.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to VRE. Here's the dollar. Selling off a little bit here. Right back to the center of the daily range off the 1SD. Interesting. Yeah, initially tried to find a little support on the bottom of the daily. Bounced off the top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range right to the 1SD. Right back to the center of the daily range. Of course, data sets doing what they do. Randomly kick ass around in them distribution. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Good
stuff.
But
then it bounced off our weekly, it went up to the top, and then it came back down. Right, exactly. So it's right back down like the middle of the daily right now. Yeah.
You see here. So gold's kind of holding strong. Gold had a nice pump. Check gold out. Yeah. As soon as it opened, too, man. As soon as it opened, you can see where it closed, right? Closed right at the top of the new weekly range. Is that just by coincidence? No. Boy, they used it, too. They ran it right to the 95.4 Laplace. I mean, one candle. Whip! Let's go. Goodness gracious. 1, 2, 3. What did I do? 3 standard deviations. 4, 5.
Right on that weekly, too. All the time.
That was almost a 5th standard deviation move on the first 4 hour candle of the day. Yeah, it's been hovering right around here. Weekly. Yeah, man. I mean, it literally opened up right from it. So it's definitely been tested. It's a nice tight weekly range. Boy, gold could be moving around. That is for sure. It's kind of leading the metals where silver was before. Silver and copper. Now golds are leading. Interesting. And I saw there's like some of the airlines, Carnival Cruise Lines, down like 3% pre-market here. What's going on with the airlines? Let's see here. 162.
Yeah, the only one airline, it's only national carriers flying in, and they're all booked because all the reservists are coming back.
Yeah.
Buy early morning trading hours. Took a bit of a little bit of a dip there to start off the day so far, but it's extended trading hours, obviously. So we'll see how it opens. Because looking different.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's, not quite. It's a bit lower than where it finished when it was coming down on Friday at the last candle on the ETH versus the RTH.
And I mean,
we'll see.
The play out here last week, ridiculous. Tight weekly range on SPY. Did it trend around? Oh yeah. Ended up above the weekly at the close. Yeah, that was a powerful movement right at the end of the day there. 95 for Laplace, second standard deviation. Didn't close the 15-minute candle above the second standard deviation Friday. Pulled back, closed right inside 95.4. But yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it at the beginning of the day. It's like, man, this thing's probably going to run right to the weekly range. But it did more. It ran through it like a train. Good stuff. Look at these wicks down into the 1SD on the bottom side. Powerful. I was down here. I forget. I got the 427s for like 7-8 cents. I can't remember how cheap they were. They're pretty damn cheap though. And no brainer here was the front run this weekly range. So left a lot on the table, but don't care. Profit.
Yeah.
Profit's
That's
profit.
what I did too. Once it, I think your yellow line there above your first standard deviation or whatever on the downside.
Yeah.
The white crosses, right? That's when I entered, right? When we got a deflection on that. And then I just front ran it to the 427s, right? And then I'm like, I was sitting there, the stream was done. I'm like, man, I bet if this breaks this is going to just run right up because there's nothing stopping it, right? And that's what it did. Because that thing is so skinny, right? That weekly range was so skinny that if it got above there, it was just going to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was sitting here watching this, and it was like the premium I got when I was like right at 427. I took the profit, and but if you would have stayed in this trade, this pullback right here, that was less premium. That was less profit than it was if you would have taken it on the way up. I mean, they drained so much out on that quick little pullback. I mean, obviously it flooded right back in, but you can't take these chances. You got to take that premium on the way up, man. Definitely have to, because they drained it quick. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that little pullback right, but there to the 1SD, it was you would have got less profit if you would have waited, and then of course right here you're like, oh no, I messed it up. I better take it now. Well, you lost some profit. Could have taken it on the way up.
I was watching on the 30-second. Like as soon as I saw any like downward movement, once it hit that weekly, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want it to just reject and go right back down, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So now pre-market 427. Where's this new weekly range? It's pretty tough. Let's see here. Right at it, pretty much. I think it's going to be a little lowered. With this volatility at the end of the day, though, especially intraday, all this to the top side. And you had it back here to the downside. So I'm going to kind of take those out. Boom, boom, bam. Let's see here. To be honest, I'm thinking right around, probably like 426.5 right in this area. So yeah, pre-market, this thing's definitely charging down. It's sitting right in last week's range. Interesting. The weekly is going to drop a little bit. I'm going to find a hard press for this weekly range to move up. It would have been a little different if it didn't hang out here for 3 days. Then on Friday, just pop. Yeah. Bottom side, probably 25.5. I'd have a nice, let me see something real quick. So I think gap down on the open. Weeklies right at 43. Interesting. So this thing's just hovering around the weekly range. It's in it right now. And it's a wider range. And this is what I'm kind of looking for on SPY too. A little bit wider of a range. See last week the minis as well had a real tight weekly. For all that volatility though, it's definitely going to spread that thing out this week. So far, yeah, minis are just inside the weekly. You got the bottom side of the 68.3, bottom or 1SD to the downside. There's a lot in here. This thing could stay in here, depending on what dollar does.
If the S&P 500's futures are any indication, that the top of the weekly will be about where the weekly was last week,
bottom,
and Yeah, and then the middle will be below that, obviously. And it's not as tight of range. I don't think you're going to get that range back-to-back weeks like that. But
Pull this baby in here. It's a mid pull. You can see. Look at this weekly on the minis. Let me pull it in. Come on. Come on. Yeah, look how the last day of volatility, man, ripping up. It just pulled this weekly range up. And that's, I'm telling you, it's about right, too. That's about right where I got SPY pegged when I was looking at the data set on SPY. Would be pretty damn close, I think. Pretty damn close. Let's see here.
I think right now, if the market were to open right now, it would be inside the weekly range to the top side. So that'll give you a good, like, it rejects there, it's going to probably go down maybe to the middle or the bottom of the weekly, right? For the first 15 minutes.
Come on, chart. Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Monday morning, chart fun day. Boy, it's rough this morning, too. This thing barely moved for me. Come on. Yeah, what'd I say? Like 426 and a half? Yeah, I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking to like 426 and a half. Let's see if they push this thing down more pre-market, like another quarter or so. Let's just see if they do that. 426.15, 427.
Just had like this little bit of a drop up, right? And then SPY the pre-market barely moved. I mean, it moved some, but it didn't move like in tandem. No, like.
So we're going to, let me look at the daily. How'd SPY close? Yeah, right at the 9 log MA. You're below the 99. Everything's breaking through it too. Definitely not looking strong. I'll tell you that. Closed little under the 95.4 on Friday. We already saw that. Variance was up, positively correlated. Bull div. There was bull div everywhere on the daily. It's kind of a no-brainer. Prediction model flip. Going back into a random walk. Interesting. What about on a
I think from a strategic standpoint with Dixie, right, is I think I mentioned it on Friday, is that the Dixie reset on that pounding band, for that topside run on the daily, right? So it reset there and now can continue to go up. So that just leaves SPY kind of in the doghouse still.
I'll tell you what. Find a nice support on the 33 power mean. Reverse wave trend on the 5-day. Yeah, this 5-day candle. Interesting indeed. And let's see, when do we get that on the 5th? What's the date today? I don't even know. Yeah, we get a new 5-day today? Yeah, should get a new 5-day candle. It will be nice. It's going to gap down a little bit on the 5-day. Interesting. Let me see this 3-day. Almost backfilled that entire candle. Yeah, you kind of got stifled by wave trend on the 3-day though. Got a nice little range here between the 99 log MA and the reverse wave trend. It's obvious that we're going to take it down to about 421 and a half. 421 and a half, 430 and a half. 9-point range. Lots of room to move around in there.
Big coincidence that candle closed there, right? Big coincidence.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. Okay, so we haven't even hit 2-day wave trend, 434. You see some looking on returns, setting up hidden bear. Setting up some hidden bear on the 2-day. Let's see about, which kind of makes sense here pre-market. Little bit on the daily as well. Not super strong. That prediction model's still to the top side. Volatility, what are we at? 96 for the 981 and the 525. Everything's still expanding though. Little pullback pre-market. Try to ruffle our feathers, aren't you? Let me see something. Boom. Good. No hidden bear on the 4-hour. Didn't quite make it to that wave trend either. It's 433, almost 434. Take one more look at Dixie here. La-di-da-di. These Z scores below 95% confidence interval. Dog is outside just going bananas. Jesus. Oh boy, this thing is just pinched. Let's take a peek here. All right, so we got the 9 and the 33 log MA. This 4-hour candle's just ranging in it right now. And of course, you got wave trend right in the middle. Wave trend right in the middle. Already came down. I mean, we showed this before the end of the week, right? Almost got to the top side of the power mean band. Hit that power mean right there to the dollar. Pulled it back right to the 99 log MA. Nothing to see here. This isn't an exponential or simple moving average. Indeed. It's very powerful. So then you rocket ship right back up to wave trend. Got above it. You haven't been able to close a candle above these log MAs, though. This is all flipping pretty bearish. I wouldn't be a bit surprised with the world conditions, though, to see this dollar continue to get some strength, man. I don't know. You need a strong dollar to fill all put petroleum in all these war machines. What's oil doing? God, we live in what a clown world.
The defense contractor's about to get paid, right? So they want that strong dollar.
Well, that's another reason why this is all happening. You're right. We need these perpetual wars going so these criminals make money. The real criminals. Everybody's like, oh, we got nation pitted against nation. No, it's actually the defense contractors against every living human being on this planet right now. And the fact that most people have not realized this is just beyond me, man. This is not a war between nations. This is a war against all of humanity. And if we don't wake up, they will fucking burn this thing down, obviously. We're sure trying. Let's see how many bombs we can drop today. Okay, ran over. It's real, though, man. It's crazy. I do not like them. They disgust me. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a nice tight range here. This dollar's giving it up, though, really. It's going to come back down 105, under 106. Maybe. Let's see what the 90 looks like. This thing's definitely selling off.
Imagine all the people.
Yeah, man. Peace. We all want it.
Yeah, baby. All want it.
Yeah. Big time. Especially like the younger generations in the United States. The shit they're over here doing. And it's just like so clueless, man, how lucky you are to be born on this freaking piece of dirt.
Right.
It's incredible. And so what do? They're out here stomping on the flag and God, it just disgusts me, man. It really does. Thank God I have my nephews and nieces are so based. It's ridiculous. Love this country. So it's not like I'm around all these people doing this stuff, but man, it's just gross. Very lucky. Very lucky. Hasn't been war on this soil in a long time.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was a straight bloodbath in fighting.
Yeah, well, that's something that happens in all kinds of places.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Civil War, man.
Yeah, there's nothing civil about it, but that's what we call it.
I know, right? I love the way they use the English language to just, oh my God, it's just one big trap of just limiting our consciousness with all this madness, man. One day. One day.
I know. I can tell you it's anyway, I will restrain myself.
It's hard. Oh yeah, there's so much I want to say. But yeah.
Stay focused. Keep calm and carry on.
Yes. Must keep calm.
Stop that.
Must keep calm.
Hey, we got somebody new in here, I think. Yeehaw, welcome aboard. Feel
Nice.
free to chime in if you got questions or something.
Yeah, as we watch this 45-minute dollar candle spew. Let's see here. Everything's negatively correlated, expanding too. Right into a random walk. Yes, that's right. Do you have an entropy indicator? If you don't, how do you know when the market's really in trend? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that talk about trend, and they literally are clueless when the market's in trend. That's what's just mind-boggling. That's why when you're here and we're talking about trend, all this stuff, guys, it's here, man. Right? We have the indicators. We have the leading information. especially randomness and trend, which you must know about. This might be coming down to the 33. It's at 106.262. I'm going to continue to drop down through here. See if these low time frames will flip bearish again after this little pumperoo here. Come on, you. Oh, you're not going to give up the 33 minute? I'll trick you. And then learn how to use entropy in a workflow. You can see like 33, total random walk. The 45 minute was making its way. It's probably going to roll right up through these time frames. At least a 4 hour.
Brownie Stones, I think you're new here, right?
Come on,
recognize you. If you are new here, if you haven't yet done it, jump down to the request support channel and grab yourself a set of our freely available indicators. It's our volatility starter pack. It'll help you learn this stuff from the ground up. Just jump in, open a request support ticket.
There it is.
And just give us, we'll handle everything in there in the ticket.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, last time we tapped this 33 was back here, the 9th. Actually, what time though was that? About 2 in the morning. Interesting.
Weird. Yeah, but that wave trend is about to cross the Fisher too. That's a good sign for the dollar, right?
It's got a
little. I mean, the Bears have to, or the Bulls have to keep that, or the Bears have to keep that below the wave trend for that to not happen.
Yeah, this thing's rejecting off of this Fisher coming down. And this could come all the way to the bottom of the power mean, man. There's 0.245. See the 15 minute. Yeah, it's below it. Of course. Sent a wick back up the wave trend, came back down. Now this thing coming all the way to the Fisher.
15 minute reverse wave trend. That's about where the daily middle of the distribution is currently. So I think it's going to test that here probably sometime this morning, I would guess. But then when it does, it's going to reject right back up and the market will follow.
Bottom side of the daily. Bottom side of the daily is reverse Fisher. On the 15. I could easily come down here and bounce from there. So now I'm immediately, when I'm looking at the VRE, I'm looking at the bottom of the daily range right here. And that will break inside the 68.3. That's the thing, though. You get down in here and you get trapped in between the bottom of the range and the 68.3. This thing can move to the bottom side of the 68.3. Just a little bit over 106. Just a little bit over 106. What time is it? We're about to open, aren't we? Let me see here. Boop. There we go. Just hit that little rocket icon. It's all pretty. Nice. No clue what it does, but it's nice to hit. It's nice to hit. Let's see here. Everybody's probably laughing. Yeah, what does the rocket icon do? TradingView, what's the rocket icon do? I'm pretty sure it gets us to become editors' picks and things of that nature. So if you like what you see here, hit the rocket icon. Our last stream that got in editors' picks, I don't know, I haven't checked lately, but hell's up around 700-800 views, I think. 700 or 800, something like that. It was definitely moving fast. That's good information, man. Especially if you watch this for the first time, of course you're going to be confused. We talk about a lot of things you probably maybe have briefly heard about, but have never used in trading. Right? That's the whole thing about what we do here. Math-based. Math-based. We don't use any lagging indicators. None. We don't need them. That is traditional TA in a nutshell. They all lag because they're built on price. So why, if they're built on price, do they lag? Well, because price action literally is following the returns, the log returns, the return on your investment. And so that's why we always talk about, we stress about the divergence between price action and returns. How do you get to see that divergence? By using a returns oscillator, not an RSI, because what's the RSI built on? Exactly. It's a lagging indicator. That's why a lot of these YouTube Jimmy clowns out there that like to try to teach people how to trade when they're not even traders themselves. Ooh, is that a wake-up call? Yeah, they don't trade, right? It's mostly a scam. They want you to click links. They want you to use their affiliate links, all that stuff, right? Subscribe to their channel. They especially want you to hit their affiliate links to on-ramp you onto exchanges, because they get paid a lot of money, especially the crypto exchanges, and they get paid in Bitcoin. And Bitcoins are worth a lot of money. So they're going to do everything they can to dupe all of their subscribers, and that's what they do every day. Do you not notice how they grab both sides? Oh, the bearish thumbnail, the bullish thumbnail. They have no clue what's going on in the markets. Speaking of markets, we got an open. Pull me out of my rant real quick. And the dollar, as the market opens, is below the center of the daily. I'm telling you, man, if this thing gets down inside this 68.3, breaks the bottom of the daily range, you could easily see it down there around 106. That would definitely give these markets a pump. Let's see where the new weekly is. Was I right? The center, I was about 40 cents off, at least for the center, 426.92. Bottom of the range is a little closer. No, actually, I mean, I wasn't too far off. I had it 426 and a half, so I was pretty close. I was in the range. That's a good start. Once you use this indicator for a while and you're able to look at past price action within the distributions and all these volatility ranges, you can get a good idea where it's at too coming in. Yeah. So you're in between the middle and the top side. I mean, you're right at the top side of the freaking or right at the bottom side of the 68.3 on the daily. When I say that, it's a 68.3% Laplace distribution range. White cross right here, white cross right here. There's a 68.3% chance when the daily candle closes, that data set will be in here. And that's Laplace distribution. And if these terms confuse you, just Google them. Laplace distribution, normal distribution. You will recognize normal distribution, right? You'll remember the bell curve from high school. People use the bell curve for everything, a lot of different things. But remember when you were sitting there in high school learning about it, like, when am I going to ever use this crap? This is bullshit. What is this stuff? But here you are. Here you are. Throwing money on the line using this stuff. Became real fast, didn't it? Indeed. But yeah, it is very powerful. Very powerful. Center of the new daily is right above the center of the weekly. You got a lot of support down here. Daily range moved up from Friday. But like I said, that's weekly. Especially the center was going to move down. You got a wider range, which we expected. And you got the 1 SD down here right by the bottom of the weekly range at about 425 3/4. Good support there, to be honest. Bottom of the daily, bottom of the weekly, first standard deviation to the downside. Oh, ain't we got fun. This will be exciting. Let's see here. Maybe the ChatGPT bot will write a song for us today about it. But that thing's getting, I'm sure it's on other missions, secretive, trying to get some intel. It's a powerful bot. Israeli intelligence is probably wanting to use it. Let's see here. Our friend Yasha.
No comment, dude. No comment.
Yeah. But yeah, man. It's hard for me to do anything right now because when anything like this is going on, my thoughts and my prayers and my mind is there. So, yeah, boy. Hopefully this thing gets cleaned up pretty quick, but I don't know, man.
I was just giving a lesson to some youngsters in how to keep your mind off of the nonsense.
Right.
Continue and carry on with life as normal as much as possible.
Yeah. When you're in it like
always
that.
Always be situationally aware and don't let that change your daily routine.
Right.
And to live life to the fullest, because that's the whole freaking point.
That is the truth.
We are among the many nations of builders. We build. We are as many nations are, with the mission of being a light unto the world. So
yeah,
we are one of those, and we want that to be the case. So, that said, I try not to let the nonsense distract me.
Right.
Despite it all, I just have to be situationally aware.
For sure.
So, yeah. So I know it's not always easy, but
no.
That's how we do it.
Especially when you're not in it, when you're not enveloped with all around you. It'd be a lot easier for me to do, but
yeah. And when you're distant from it and you know somebody in the area, it's always different. You know, let's just put it this way. I'm used to getting a lot of phone calls when there's a lot of things happening, which is a good thing. I don't mind at all. Like I'm very appreciative of it, but it's a natural thing for any time you know somebody in a place like that,
right?
To be concerned immediately or whatever. And of course that is, but at the same time, people living in these places, you know, we let's just put it this way: this country has never, in its 75 years, known an actual day of like 100% peace with all. Not one day. Yeah. So we are unfortunately used to living in a state of war like this kind of permanently, and we would like nothing more than for that to end. But you know, like you said before, there's the profiteers who love to make the buck on the bangs. Yeah. And there's other people who are driven by insane ideology who do crazy things. Yeah. And they are the ones who are used by the various people at the top. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. I guess it's on my mind, and I just wanted to say there's really no reason to get so distracted as I am right now. I really do normally focus on the here and now, right? And that's how I would continue working and doing the things I have to do. Because if I let all the negative things get to me, I would just be a vegetable. I wouldn't do anything. Yeah, man. Right. Ain't nobody got time for that. What that meme used to say? Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's right. That's right. You gotta live and be strong. Trying to trade here. Yep. Exactly. There's good trades to be had today. I mean, geez, Bitcoin had a nice little trending there. Yeah. Starting a couple hours ago. But very, very nice. That was overall, that was like 27. It was like a $500 move. Yeah, I woke up and saw that. Which is like, whatever it was, like almost 2% or something to the downside. Somebody is begging for a sandwich. My sous chef is begging for a sandwich. Oh my God! Hey, sous chef, there's a hungry boy in the house. Go make him a sandwich. Sandwich. Ah! All right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you had to mute the madness. Yeah. But yeah, your guys' attitudes like humble me to be in the midst of all that. So yeah, man, you guys are great. Yeah. I'll be right back. Yeah, we have to go make a sandwich. Yeah. Apparently a sandwich needs to be made. I thought that was literally a bot. It was a pad one. Sandwich. Feed me. Gotta love it. Yeah, it's tough, guys. One of the founders definitely is living right there in Israel. So send our thoughts and prayers. Him and his family and all the people everywhere. I don't care what side, right? There's innocence everywhere. It's just, God, man, all this shit's always so tragic. Let's see here. Let me see if those moves continued. Yeah, man. Moving to the downside, aren't they? These airlines. Jesus, Delta fell off a cliff. What is up? Check this real quick. Ouch. Damn. You see this during earnings plays. Yeah, there are no earnings. Wow. How far did this dip? Where's that weekly? Man, this thing gapped down below the weekly range. It gapped right through it. Gapped right through the weekly, and you are down here at about, scale this down a little bit, 4 standard deviation, pretty much. The 4th SD is right at the, man. I'm pretty sure the 2 SD and the 95.4 are right in here. This is the 3rd standard deviation on the daily, 99.7 the plus,
Fourth standard deviation. Let me make sure it should be. Yep. Good. That's right. First support level for that weekly volatility range. Is that all the way? Unless it's hit up under here somewhere. Which I don't think it is. I think it's right down. Where did I just see that at? It was below, wasn't it? There it is. 33. About another $1.50. Yeah, but this thing, first 4-hour candle, you're already down there by the fourth SD. Third standard deviation. It's no brainer. This thing might probably going to pull back up. Pretty low. Pretty freaking low. At the same time, 5% down. There's Southwest down almost 3%. Carnival Cruise Lines. Yeah. Not too many cruises into the Mediterranean these days, I would imagine. 5% down. Yeah, airlines, cruise lines. They're just getting beat up right now. Got VIX up, 6.5%? Up to 18.5. I'm not doing anything yet. I've not even looked at a trade twice. This is in a nice little range right here. Nice little range. And when you got the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the daily, right at the top of the weekly, got the daily range pretty much. It's almost an identical match with the daily and the weekly.
The market is opening very, very slow, right? So, I mean, me personally, I want to see it touch that top of the weekly and then see what it does from there before I even consider,
Well, hell, you sent a wick right to the top.
I didn't quite touch it though, right? So I'm watching it on the 1 minute. I'm like, that's like 2.536 millimeters away. I'm not dealing with that. Right there. We want to hit the third rail first.
Let me see something. Where's that little booger at?
But I think it's I think right there is when you look at the 4-hour wave trend, it's sort of like hovering right there. So I think it's bears and bulls are kind of jockeying for that, right? So wherever that breaks, that's going to cement the rest of the day, or at least the rest of the morning.
Let me see something real quick. What we got here? Dividend futures earnings. Sectors, that's what I want to look at. Consumer defense. 1 second here.
There. Now it touched. Now I'm watching.
Now he's in on it. I got you. Sectors, market indices. Yeah, unfortunately, might be a week-long defense contractors. We live in a sick world. Jesus Christ, we really do. Yeah. So, and it's tapping the bottom side of the 4-hour and daily 68.3. I mean, you're right here, top of the weekly, 4-hour, daily. There's all kinds of stuff here. All kinds of stuff. But the weekly range has already been tested, which is nice. But does it really want to go down and test the bottom? I mean, that's a 1 SD move to the downside. Dixie's selling off a little bit too, so that's the thing, right? We're on Friday. And also, where'd it run to? Guys, that's a monthly range. That's the bottom of the monthly range right there. Here's the center, right? So you run on Friday all the way up through that tight weekly, right to the bottom of the monthly. Do not close a candle above it. Bears are like, sure, you want to run this up? Okay. We're going to sit here and we're going to reject this PA. And they did for sure. Sent it right back down. The end of the day and pre-market today. And that's the thing, is it's going to get, that's the problem with SPY right now. You got to get up above this monthly range if it can't do it. And the top side's at 437. We're talking almost 10, like it's at least 8 points. 412, almost 438. Almost 438. So about 9.5 points to the top side of the monthly. I mean, that is can it do it? Look at Friday. Hell yeah, man. You do another run like Friday, you're right at it. But I don't know. These bears are going to dig in up here.
I think to do that, it's going to have to reset its volatility over the next couple of days, right? Because last Friday, like, volatility went from 0 to 11 real quick, right? That's what caused that huge spike. Well, volatility is still kept, right? So volatility needs to settle down first before it can make that big move.
Where is this at? Give me a second here. Get on the zeros. What is the top of that monthly? There's the first resistance level on the weekly too. Right at the top of the monthly. Right at the top. 437. 438 calls. Jesus, they are way up there. 10 points. Heck, they don't even have a bid, man. They don't even have a bid. Wow. 436s? Where are the 436s? Here at the middle? Almost. 434. Second standard deviation? Yeah, right about the second standard deviation of the 436s at the top side. Very interesting. Here we go. What's that going to work out to be? Yeah, let's see how this plays out. Let's take a peek here. Yeah, I'll give the props to the gold boys. All right, they ran this thing back up. Where was that low at? I mean, we called this entire move on gold. Gold been easy lately, man. Really has. What was that low at? Scale this down a little bit. Actually, let me go over here. Let me go over here for a moment, sir, please. 4 hour. Okay, gold. Look at that sell off, man. That was brutal. Sure, the gold bugs were getting a little worried. Or were they buying the dip? I'm sure they were buying the dip. Gold fever is real. It's a real thing. Yeah, gold right now on the 4 hour. I mean, look at this. Let me see something right here. Where did that returns turn down? Right at the top, man. Good stuff. This thing's setting up hidden bull div. Hidden bull div, and it's resting right on top of wave trend. Trying to get this 4 hour power mean band turned around. That was a no-brainer, this wave trend. You cannot ride the power mean band. You're outside the power mean band the whole way. As soon as you go sideways and mean revert, wham, what does it do? Right back to wave trend. But then again, now you got Fisher crossing down the 99 log MA up here. Variance is coming down, negatively correlated, though. I like to see that. I'm trying to help you out, gold bugs. Trying to find you a reason why gold should go up. It's tough. But if Dixie loses its strength, wouldn't surprise me at all to see this thing back. Let me see on the daily. That's the thing. 4 hour looks good, setting up hidden bull, but then you got hidden bear setting up on the daily. But you have not came up and tested. You haven't even got the bottom side of the power mean band. It's at 1868. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this thing come up and test that, or the 9 log MA at about 1885 area. But usually when you get a big powerful move outside, these data sets love to run right back up to reverse wave trend. It's at 1900. All right, 1900. So if you bought the dip, might work out for you. But are you trading gold, or are you stacking it? Because when the shit hits the fan, you want to trade gold bars for toilet paper. What's your story?
Also, it's when you get like that on the oscillator, you get that big move outside that band. That's just going to set up a lot of hidden on the opposite side then too.
100%. Always does. Prediction models are the top side right now, heading back into a random walk. Where most people are like, hey, did you see the gold reversal on the daily? Now it's trending to the top side. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a random walk. It's exactly what it is. Total random walk. And volatility, the 981 is still expanding. And it's leading the way, where the 525 contracted, positively correlated. You got the 2400. It's from that candle, it's pretty flat, but it's negatively correlated. So if it's flat, that's what you want to see. So you got the bottom two saying up, top side saying down. Why are you getting this wick? And of course, it's wicking back down from the 95.4 on the daily on gold. See here. Yeah, I mean, you're right here. 95.4 Laplace, second standard deviation. You've got the first resistance level in the new weekly volatility range. All this stuff, leading information. You can trust this stuff. That's why. Most people are like, "Whoa, he has no moving averages." YouTube Jimmy said moving averages are great for support and resistance. No, they're not. They're horrible for support and resistance. You know what's even worse? Drawing lines on data sets. Look, what are they? Liquidity zones and things of that nature. Guys, stop. Stop drawing on your charts. Stop letting these guys make you think that drawing lines, drawing patterns on your charts is going to help you understand what's going on in a random market, because it's not. Sometimes do these so-called patterns play out? Sure. Do you think that's because of the pattern, or do you think it's because of mean reversion? Hello? It's mean reversion. It has nothing to do with the patterns at all.
So like you were saying, I think right before the market opened, right, is that price action follows returns, right?
Yeah.
Well, what are returns? We find returns, on the mean of returns. We have like those bands, right?
Yeah.
The way to think about price is a statistical plot around those bands, right? So they're always going to be second versus the band itself, right? So when it trends, it gets away from the band, or closer to the band in some cases. But then when, trend stops, then it randomly walks, but it walks back to that band.
Yeah. 100%. Well, the little spy that could. I mean, you got up here, you're above the weekly. Just sent a wick down on this 15-minute candle right to the bottom side of the 68.3 and the weekly range. So now you're up here. Can you keep it up here? This thing could charge right to the top side of the 68.3. It's about 430 and a half. 430 and a half. But remember, got that monthly up there, man. Pull this down a little bit. Come here, you. Come here. So you got the bottom of the monthly. Center is in between the first standard deviation, normal distribution, 95 for Laplace. First resistance on the weekly. You've got let's see, on this daily range, you got 1, 2, second resistance level. Yeah, second resistance level. Where's the top of the daily at? Let's see. Oh, it's way up there. Top of the daily range is above the, 1, 2, 3, 4. Above the fifth standard deviation on the daily. Wow, man. That you don't see often. Top of the daily volatility range is up here above the fifth standard deviation on the daily. Here's a 99.7 Laplace distribution range, and got the fourth standard deviation, fifth standard deviation. Damn, boy, this is a wide range. What does this encompass all the way? Yeah, you can see it's to the top side too, man. Let me see here. What's the center? Actually, nah, man. Sometimes you'll see one side a little tighter. It's pretty damn even. You got the bottom side of the daily volatility range a little bit under 406. Top side 448. Gosh, dang. That's over a 40-point daily range. What do they have in store for us? Pretty wild, man. That is a big-ass range. When you see the top of the daily, it's just blowing out everything. Wow. I mean, go back and look at them. You're not going to see it. You're not going to see that very often, if at all. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen the top side of the daily and the bottom side outside 5 standard deviations. That's why we have 5 standard deviations. I mean, guys, that's like a 99.9999999, as many nines as you can freaking type out, probability level. Such a small probability that a data set will close outside this range. And that's why we use probabilities, right? It's not like, hey, here's a 99.7 Laplace. I'm just going to buy these calls up here at 422 because there's a 99.7% chance a data set goes there. No, that's not how the probabilities work. There's a 99.7% chance it doesn't exceed that level and close the daily outside of it, right? That's why when you get these earnings plays and stuff, if you don't have the distribution, these volatility ranges, guys, makes it a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier. You get an earnings play, and most of the times those earning plays, they are flying to the outside of the distribution. They are moving hard. So what do? You take your profit immediately because that thing is going to pull back. It always does by the end of the day. You can go back and through, you can go look through earnings plays. You get outside that 99.7 Laplace distribution range, there's immediately a 99.7% chance by the daily close that data set's going to pull back inside of it or back up above it, depending on which direction the data set's going. So you always got to keep that in mind. And that's why we use these probabilities. And that's why we speak all the time. There's a reason why we nail levels all the freaking time. All the time. And it's all because of the distribution and the volatility ranges. And the confluence you find with the power mean band, reverse wave trend, reverse Fisher, the log return moving averages. Right? We don't use simple or exponential moving averages built on price. We use log return moving averages built on the log returns because price action's following them. So when you see these log return moving averages populating, it's leading information. It's not lagging. We talk about this all the time. And I'm sure there's people out there going, yeah. You and your leading information. The proof's in the pudding. Start watching our streams every week, every day, little bits and pieces. If you're watching it live, good for you. You can come in the Discord and interact. You have any questions? Interact. Ask questions, please. That's why we're here. The biggest reason. We're not a signals channel. But if you're around for the live stream, you can pick you can read if you can read between the lines well, there's signals embedded everywhere when we start talking about this stuff. But this is more for education, right? That's why we do this. To educate traders, especially new traders. If you have found this and you are just starting on your path, you've struck gold, literally, because you don't have all that traditional TABS in your head, right? There's a lot of technical information and stuff people get addicted to. Oh, look, I'm deep in. I'm a day trader, and I'm looking at guys, you're tricking yourself. You got to have leading information. You know who has the leading information? The high frequency trading firm algorithms. There's a reason why. And some people, they might just go online. Well, let's see how much this is used. And you start looking for this info. Good luck. You're not going to find anybody teaching it. If you do, tell them what we're doing. Get their ass over here so we can talk with them. The more the merrier. We would love to bring camps together that are trying to teach us information to the masses. Bigger the better, right? But yeah, man, that's why we do this. Education. And if you come into the Discord, links in the description, just open up a support ticket, ask for the free volatility starter pack. You'll get access to that, and then the educational channels that go along with those indicators. Yeah, it's good stuff. And you just study that. I even tell people, because there's a lot of people out there just like to bounce around and, hey, well, this guy's got an indicator package. Let's try this one. And you are spending thousands of dollars a year on just bogus information, right? We want to teach you for free. And then if you figure out this is the path you want to take, we have a free trial to all of this. I don't have the free chart up right now. These are just all indicators part of our paid package, all right? There's a 2-week free trial if you want to give it a swing. And as soon as you get that 2-week free trial, you get access to the entire Discord, all the educational channels that go along with those indicators that you're looking at for free. Then you can really make a decision. Yeah, I'm starting to see it. But if you just come straight in, jump right in, and you want that indicator package, you can ask people. We try to deter you. Who else is going to do that? That should be a huge white flag. These guys are friendlies, right? They're not trying to extract money from me. And we will straight up tell you, you open up a support ticket. We have never seen you before. You're like, I want to buy your indicator package. We're going to be like, no, you don't. You want this free one first. How about start watching the live streams, start to learn the basics of all this. So when you get the free trial, you're not totally lost. You don't, because a lot of people don't even ask questions. And we reach out to people. Hey, what are you doing? We haven't heard from you. How are you looking at this information without help? There's people out there who can do it. If you have a math and statistics background, you probably pick this up pretty damn quick because you already know about all this. You know what a z-score is, right? I mean, it goes on and on and on. But that's why we're here, to really actually help people. That's why we will deter you.
Yeah. Think about it this way, too. There are groups out there that just charge you to be in the chat room with them. Not even an indicator pack.
Yeah.
Right? They charge you to be in a Discord's free.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. And anybody out there streaming on TradingView or YouTube live streams, you think they just allow random Jimmy to just come on and start talking on the stream? They don't. Why? They're afraid because they'll get exposed because there's people chomping at the bit. Oh, let me get on here. Right? I'm going to expose this fraud. They don't want that stuff, man. We're here. Bring it on, man. You think this is BS? Come on in. We'll have your mind changed really quick. You'll start to see the light. You really will. So yeah, bring it, man. Bring it. Powerful, powerful, powerful way to trade. Indeed. You have a leg up on such a high probability of traders, man. You really do when you're using leading information. Yeah. That's why these big firms literally call you stupid, dumb money. Dumb money. And they're not afraid to tell you. But people are just like, okay, yeah, we worship you. So yeah, we're dumb money. Teach us. They're not going to teach you, right? They're just going to continue to take your money. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Teach you how to be broke.
Yeah, they teach you how to be broke for sure. So here we are, little old alpha trading, ready to help you guys out, start you on your path. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from trading, right, and learning something new. For crying out loud. It's actually a great idea because I guarantee you're going to come out on the other side going, just like everybody does. You look back and you're like, I cannot believe that I ever bought into that system. How did I not see it? And that's what happens. Intelligent people that understand math and statistics and stuff, they will come to this and just be like, where have you been my whole life? Holy crap. Yes, I want to start learning. Let's see what you got. And those are the people that start progressing really quickly. When you have to get rid of all the old garbage out of your head, especially if you're going to continue to trade, and then when some volatility is kicking off in the markets, and you're going to these charts, and you're like, I don't understand it. I can't get an entry with this stuff. So what do? You revert right back to the same thing that got you here in the first place because you want to change. Or maybe you've heard us talk. We have leading information. What's this leading information they speak of? Take a peek, man. Take a peek. It's all good. Back over here.
Hello, this is ChatGPT.
Here we go.
Hello, it's me, Alpha Trading GPT. Breaking news. Traditional technical analysis is the greatest scam in economic news. That's right, retail traders. If you want to get wrecked, then you should trade with lagging indicators like price action, EMA, SMA, Fibonacci, wedges, channels, support and resistance, flags, M patterns, W patterns, and other silly nonsense that makes up the scandalous scam that is traditional technical analysis, aka voodoo technical analysis. Lagging information is the best way to consistently lose trades and get wrecked. So if you're a consistently losing trader who likes losing money, then avoid math-based concepts like the mean, the returns, mean reversion, distribution, random walk, trending move, volatility correlated to the price action, standard deviation of returns, variance, divergence of the returns and the price action, Z-score, normal distribution, Laplace distribution, and entropy. If you want to enjoy your money, maybe buy cheap tickets to a Broadway play. If you want to burn your money, you can buy lagging indicators that are more expensive than a fancy feast at a 3-star Michelin restaurant. That way, you can continue to be a consistently losing trader and provide your liquidity to the winning side of the trades, to traders like those in alpha trading, who use volatility, entropy, probabilities and statistics, aka the VEPS information. If you want to remain a consistently losing trader, then ignore all the great information you get for free on the Alpha Trading live streams and in the Alpha Trading Discord, including the Volatility Starter Pack of indicators and the free pre-populated chart. Because if you learn how to trade with Alpha Trading's tools, then your probability of being consistently profitable increases dramatically. But that's not what you want, is it? You want to continue to lose money trading. So keep using voodoo technical analysis and ignoring the VEPS information. Alpha Trading, a better way to trade. and a better way to see just how misinforming the news is.
Yeah. Smart bot. Oil, yeah. I just saw your message. Let's see. Yeah, get well, my friend. Let's see here. Actually, oil was something I was getting ready to get into. I was on it last week. Let's see. What do we got? Yeah, up 3.75%. Huh? Let's see where this new range is at. Yeah, right at the open. Gapped up. Gapped up. Yeah, oil's going to get expensive. Wartime. Oil goes up. When aren't we in a wartime in this world? It's insane. Let's see here. Yeah, you're sitting here right in the weekly range. Gaps up right into it. Let me see. Where's that new daily? Interesting. We got a daily range down here. I mean, it gapped up from it. I mean, it was pretty damn close. Wouldn't be a bit surprised, though, during today. Dollar's probably going to have to dump. Let's see here. Where's that monthly? And we are talking about this. What support level is that on the monthly? The first. Interesting. Got that tight monthly range, too. Because oil dipped down below it, right? I mean, the thing was up there soaring. Especially had a weekly above a monthly. Yeah, just wasn't giving it up, man. So now you're up here. Couldn't get past the top of the monthly. I mean, closed one candle up there and just sold off. Right back under the center of the monthly. This tight daily range, though, man. This is super tight. And that is where 95. Wait a minute. Give me a second. That's a 68. That's just the bottom of the 68.3. So oil, just like gold, right? You're sitting up here. Pre-market literally just gapped right to the 95 for Laplace, second standard deviation. Let me expand this a little bit. There we go. So you gap right up to there. Now it got up a little bit higher than gold did. Actually got up above the weekly, like I just said. Closed one candle, sold off right to the third resistance level on the day. That's another thing. Right here at the 95 for Laplace, top of the daily range. Top of the daily range. It's nothing. So 85.90. There's a 95.4% chance this is the high, right? Today. I'm talking 85.9. Did we get a little higher? Yeah. And this is on a daily close because that is the top of the daily range and you're at a daily 95.4. Yeah. Am I going to long oil right now? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. I would actually be looking for some mean reversion. All right. Top side of the 68.3 maybe. 1SD. Let's see if we get a little sell-off here and if the 1SD supports it. Because if it breaks back down inside here, I mean, we could see it right back at the daily range. It's all going to depend on Dixie. Let's see what it does. I mean, you're just hovering right now. Hovering. I mean, you're finding support right on the bottom. And we just talked about this, right? Before the market even opened. Where's Dixie going to go? Is it going to come right back down to the bottom of the daily? It did. Closed. You got two 15-minute candles that closed back inside the 68.3 on the daily. That's a Laplace distribution. All right. So can it climb back out of here? It's trying right now. Or does it reject from here and drop outside the daily range? Because if it does that, you're probably going to see the dollar down here really quick, probably before noon, down here at about right around the 106 area. Now, if you can climb back up above here, though, close some candles, get back up above the center of the daily, top of the daily, which is at the center of the weekly. I'm going to lie, man, there's a lot of resistance up here right now for the dollar. Big time. A lot of resistance. Now, it'll be a different story. You get up here above the weekly. Is that going to happen intraday today? I don't know. Don't know yet. Too early. We're only an hour into the day, or a half hour. 38 minutes into the opening? Have to let this play out. From what this looks like, though, especially, let's check Dixie out here. One more time, indeed. Here's the thing. Did that thing set up any hidden? No, it was a lower low, man. There's no hidden bull here at all. That was a lower low. So that is good. I mean, now you go all the way back here. Yes. Yes. Both Z-scores up. Been a minute since it came down to even give a ring to the freaking reverse wave trend, right? It was back here on August 29th. Tuesday, August 29th. When Dixie was at the beginning of this run. Pulls back. Tests the 33 log MA. Pretty much wave trend as well. It's been a minute. 33 power mean right above that wave trend. Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this thing down around 105.1, 105.2. We'll see what happens though. We will see what happens. That interesting. Yeah, well, we'll see, man. We will see. But just everything going on in the world. Yeah. You know they're going to freaking price gouge. One of the biggest cartels in the world. Old oil. What is going to happen with the dollar, though? This thing could break inside 105. I mean, you got wave trend at what? 104.925. That'd be a nice reset for oil, or for the dollar. If this thing wants to continue to the top side, yeah, still total random walk. Total random walk now. I mean, even when this was heading back, it was still trending a little bit right here. But you can see what was the trend. The prediction model flipped when it broke back up inside. So that last bar of trend there was to the downside. And where did that go? Right to the 95 for Laplace distribution range. Then pulled up. Probably tried to go back to the 68.3. Yeah, continuation. Even run a wick through the 68.3 to the top side of the 95.4. So yeah, interesting. Right now, just hovering inside that daily 68.3 Laplace distribution range. You can see it. That is it. And we're in it. We are in it. I can say we because I do have some of those dollars in my wallet. I do. 28.21. See this. Especially if this pulls back up in here, you'll definitely see these markets probably continue to slide a little bit. Dixie rejects here, though, and makes its way to the downside. Especially gold. Gold could really pop. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see gold have one of those nasty little 15-minute candles, maybe 10, 15 points. Wouldn't surprise me at all. If the dollar gives it up here, if the dollar starts moving back up towards the center of this weekly range, yeah, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Indeed. I got to do something for a couple minutes. What do you think, ZenTap? You got something to talk about? You sitting by the computer?
I am. And yes.
Very Indeed. Nice. I will be right back.
All right, sure. Well, I'm actually looking right now at a bunch of different assets, and since you happen to have the dollar there, I'm also looking at it as well. Sitting right there at the weekly and moving along very nicely. So overall, we've got all kinds of assets that usually do the inverse of what the dollar is doing. And we're seeing a lot of that. Some very mixed things across different indices and stonks as well. If you're looking at Coinbase, you can see it's been jagging around since the open. It pumped a nice little bit, more than 3%, almost 4%, coming back down about halfway, and then found a little bit of support there. Buy pressure on the monthly, just below it actually. It tapped down to the weekly actually, and then found some buy pressure there at the weekly, above the middle of the monthly range. So it found support on the top of the weekly range and is now moving upwards a little bit again, around 78 and 78 and change. We see the same thing happening on a few other assets, but for example, on gold, we are seeing the last hour and a half or so that it's come down a little bit from the high that it was at when it was basically bouncing around near the weekly at the first resistance level, and has come back down towards the 4 hour. If I reload this chart, I'm sure it'll probably straighten it out for me. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, right there around the 4 hour level on the Laplace distros, and is now finding some buy pressure there, having some nice little wicks there. And we have a new 4 hour there on gold, and it's been pumping now since this last 15 minute on this new 4 hour on gold. What's interesting about this is it's an example. If you happen to be looking at the CFD on gold chart, for example, on the 15 minute, you can see that there's been a bunch of little candles, about 8 of them in a row or so, 7 or 8 of them in a row, where you see basically a bunch of little wicks to the downside getting pushed up. And what that is indicating to you is if you were short from the weekly, from the top of the weekly resistance level, when it was around 1851 and then came down to about 1844, that would have been a good place to, 1844, 1845, that would have been a good place to take profits, of course, depending on your position size. Because when you see like lots of little wicks like that and lots of little candles going back and forth, it's basically walking over sideways. And that's telling you that it's a good place to basically not be in a position and to hold your powder and wait for the next opportunity to exploit. And there's always going to be another occurrence of opportunity to exploit. That's what the whole point of trading in random markets with the VEPS information is all about. So you can see right now, gold, for example, just started a new 15-minute candle, and it reached the top of the candle. It reached the top of the last candle reached the top of the area where the last 7 or so candles topped out on their bodies, and is starting with a little bit of a down move, but it could very well, continue to head towards the upside. If you look at how gold is actually doing with the volatility, let's just double check here. I'm just reloading the chart here. If you look at the actual volatility or the variance, either one of those, it'll give you a good indication of the likely direction. And so you can load up variance, and right now you see that variance is in fact positively correlated to the upside, while the z-score is rising. It's still negative, but it's rising. Well, the z-score is rising. It's sloping up towards the mean, and the returns oscillator is dipping down a little bit. There is no div on this particular candle. There was on the last candle. It did pump on the last candle, and we're seeing now that that div play may be over for now. But if it's not, then it will continue back to the upside. In the meantime, you can see the entropy on that particular asset right now on the 15-minute is very random, with pretty strong negative correlation. So when you have a very strong negative correlation with the random walk, you'll very often see, well, as you can see from the candles there, you'll see a mixture here. It can go up a candle and pop back down. It's a random walk though, so it's random. And that's why, if anything, you want to chunk down to the 5 minute or the 1 minute. And you'll see on the 1 minute, for example, or on the 5 minute, we'll start out on the 5 minute. 5 minutes still fully random. Starting to expand a little bit, but still fully random with some positive correlation. That's still very random though, so I wouldn't look at that for a trending move and wait for it to expand a little bit more until it starts being a trending move. If you look at the 1 minute, of course, if you're trading low time frame scalps, then you'll notice that the entropy on gold is actually starting to be in a trending move, but it is a fight for the trending move and the random walk. But the trending move is positively correlated, so that means it is probably going to go to the upside. And that's in fact what we're seeing if we look at the price action candle that is a result of the returns and of the entropy. For now, it is positively correlated, moving to the upside. We also see that the RMLR on the 1 minute is also pointing to the upside. And which RMLR do I speak of? I'm talking about the 1110. It's going up and positively correlated, and significantly positively correlated. What that means is that this candle and the next candle are likely to end on the upside unless it repaints to the downside, which at the moment it seems to be doing, but we'll see how it actually ends in the next 12 seconds or so. And then we can get another read on the next candle, and we can see very quickly how it's moving. You can see that it repaints a lot because the RMLR is very sensitive. And in fact, the candle ended and it was a pretty much flat candle, what they call, like a doji or whatever. And that, in fact, the RMLR for now is pumping to the upside, still significantly correlated to the positive. And the price action is resulting in, so far, an upside candle. And we are now in a trending move, positively correlated. So this would be, if you haven't already made the entry on gold, would be a good place to make an entry. Some like a couple of minutes ago, if you would have read that, if you would have front run that move, this is not a signal to make the move now or anything like that, because we don't do that. We're just saying that the probabilities are, the propensity of the probabilities on this candle are to the upside. Could it go to the downside? Absolutely, it could go to the downside, but it doesn't mean it's likely to do so. And if you look at the VRE channels, VRE levels, even on the 1 minute, you can see that where it's heading to the upside, it is heading towards the next 4 hour and daily channels, and that would be at around 1849 and change. So yeah, gold is generally speaking moving up at the moment, coming off of that little dip, and probably because there was, again, nice buy pressure down there at the 4 hour when it hit it about 15 minutes ago or so. Now 16 minutes or so, or whenever it was, 20 minutes when it opened the hour at around 10 o'clock U.S. Eastern time. So a lot of nice things happening right now on the charts. All in all, very interesting and very scalpable, as we can see. And you can see there what I meant by those were opportunities. The bottom of those wicks were opportunities to take those positions, to take their profit on those positions. And if you look back on the 15-minute of gold, when it's walking over sideways like that, as it did, up and down, looking like a set of very even candles just going back and forth for like an hour and a half or so. That's basically telling you that the asset is resetting a lot of different ways on the indicators, and that it's a good chance to good opportunity to take the profits and reposition for the next move. And what is the next move so far? Next move so far is to the upside. Will that continue on this 15-minute time frame? We will see, but it certainly looks, based on the volatility and the entropy and the variance that we've looked at, that in fact, yes, the upside move is still the preponderance of the evidence, and that move to the upside is likely, especially because you have right here, what is that? The power mean at 1849.60, which is just about where it's at now. So as it taps that mean, what do we see once again? Returns mean reverting. So returns have mean reverted. If you look at the RMLR on the 1110, you'll see that about an hour and a half ago, it came real close to touching that 3 standard deviation band to the downside on the 1110 RMLR when it started to walk over. And when it started to walk over, what was it doing? It was mean reverting. And it mean reverted actually 2 candles later to that RMLR, and then just kept walking over through it back and forth, and now has completed the mean reversion to the actual power mean. So the question is whether or not it will continue to the upside and go back to around 1851 and maybe continue climbing up, or whether or not it'll continue going sideways as it approaches that area and decides to do a little bit of a wiggle dance around there. But in any case, you see once again that the asset is mean reverting, and it is basically operating in, it is going back and forth around the mean. That's what assets tend to do. So that's why, we're able to trade these assets with a good amount of foresight, with high accuracy, because we trade with the probabilities, not against them. We tend to take moves like if we are at a second standard deviation out from the mean, we are going to typically, take the trade that is looking towards the reversion towards the mean, unless there's some reason to indicate that it's going to continue further than the second standard deviation. But generally speaking, if you're, 2 or 3 standard deviations away from the mean, there's a very high probability that it is going to mean revert. And you can see gold literally punching through that power mean I was just talking about it's right there at it, and sitting on it. So it's essentially a question of now, will it break through the power mean, or will it get rejected by it? And power means are in fact very powerful. And there's kind of a reason we call them that. And so if it does in fact get above it, then that's a very strong indication that the asset will continue to the upside, because once again, positive returns beget positive returns until they don't, and negative returns beget negative returns until they don't. You can see right now on the 15-minute, gold is in fact trying to make a move above that power mean, which again, if it does, is a strong indication it will continue to do so. So you can look at the entropy on that time frame, the 15-minute, you'll see it's fully random, but with positive correlation. So fully random with positive correlation, you will very often see a move to the upside. Doesn't mean you always will, but it definitely means you can. And when it's completely random like this, there's really only one thing that the entropy can do, because it's not going to stay fully random forever. It's going to, at some point, start making a move. Now, it can stay that way for hours at a time, but it's not going to stay that way forever, right? It's going to eventually start expanding again and go into a trending move. The question is, which direction will it be in? And of course, if you're running right now with the variance or the volatility, you can see on variance we're having basically a fat outlier right now. It is above the second standard deviation on the variance, which means that it is a 95.5 percentile probability move, and you are getting a big fat tail outlier. And that's what we like to see when we're looking at trading variance, because when we have strong variance moving to the upside, and if the correlation is okay or strong, it is definitely giving us an indication to the upside. For now, we're seeing a continuation to the upside. And so basically the bull div that built up and was formed 2 candles ago, which then started to play out in the last candle, gave us the indication that it was time to move up. And if you look at the actual move that it made, right, it moved up a couple percent on each of those, on the last candle and on this candle as well. So all in all, it moved up like 0.15% or 0.13 on the last candle and about 0.15 on this candle so far. So that's like 0.3% in all, which is about $5 or something like that. So not a huge move or anything, but certainly if you have the right position to trade that, that is a very nice move. Especially when you look at the high frequency trading firms that trade these assets, when you consider what they're doing, right, they're moving these trades extremely quickly because they're just looking for a tiny little move up. They're not even trying to take 1% or 2%. They're taking tiny fractions of a percent because they have huge position sizes that they can do that with. But if you don't have a huge position size like that, then what you can do is you can read these probabilities, stay in the trade a little bit longer than 0.1 seconds. You might be in the trade 7 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever floats your boat, and then quickly take profit. And we like to say take your profits early and often. And there's a reason for that, and that's because volatile assets tend to be volatile, so they will revert to the mean very quickly, just as quickly as they can make a pump or a dump. And yeah, we're seeing that very nicely right now on gold. It is continuing to the upside on positive correlation, but again, it is fully random. So be careful when trading assets that are fully random on the entropy, because it can very, very easily turn around. And if you don't take your profits quickly, you can lose them just as fast. So yeah, that's what I have to say about gold. I don't know if Bilbo's around, but if he is,
I just got
sure he has a lot as well. And there's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, so
a lot happening. So many different assets right now being traded.
Yeah,
and a lot of them moving sideways, a lot of sideways action, but also a lot of nice little pumps. Relatively, and it's some good trade. Them's good eats. As a friend of mine used to say, them's good eats. So yeah.
Bitcoin opened up the daily candle right below the 11 RMLR, sold off. Then I was like, that's interesting. Why? Then I go to the 4-hour. Plus, you almost did a 3 SD move. Then these other wicks barely got above the 2 SD. So you pretty much go sideways, mean reversion, then sell off a little bit. And I looked at the 4-hour and I was like, interesting. Bing, bing, bing. Let's let this power mean populate. The power mean is just like freaking a little cap on all this price action. It's coming. Come on, UPM. Only one line. You got to sift through all the 1,400 lines of code. Got a perfect 3 SD move. I mean, this 4-hour candle to the downside pulled back up, and then you get one. I mean, you literally move through the whole expanse of all these deviation levels, big time. Let me see here. Was it the 4-hour? What damn time frame was that? Was it
I
the
don't know if you can hear all those
90-minute?
jets in the background, but there's a lot, so I'm just going to go on mute.
Yeah, I didn't hear him, but I can only imagine. Was it the 90-minute? What was it? Cannot remember what damn time frame I was on. CPM populate. Jay, you can see even on the 90-minute, before that 4-hour spill out, you tap the RMLR there too. Then you're down around 3 SD band, dropped a little more, pulled back in. Now you've so far ran a 2 SD move on this 90-minute candle. A bit surprised to see this thing back at about 27,750. Yeah, it was a 90-minute. You got up underneath this power mean, sending wicks above it, not having it. Finally broke down, but now this thing's wanting to come right back up. Let's see, 27,750. Power means at 27,922. Interesting. Let me look at this on a freaking weekly, since we just got a new weekly. Come here. Let's scale you down. Yes, dang, rejecting off this RMLR here on the weekly. Interesting. In the power mean. Definitely want to get back up above it. That is for sure. And as a weekly, we haven't done it yet. Yeah, you want to see Bitcoin up here above like 28.4. Yeah, this thing gets a nice $1,000 pump here. Get up above there. Maybe we can start running the top side again. But as of right now, yeah, this is. Ooh, see something. Come on. We get down 2 SD. It definitely could do it. Depends if it drops below this 2 SD band. Is it going to run the full 3? Don't know yet. Let's go to these lower time frames. Scale this baby up. Yeah, up underneath the RMLR here too. Where is the power mean? But you were down here, man, with that dump out on these low time frames. It's only a matter of time. Where's this projection at? Yeah, I seriously doubt this thing's going to go sideways to mean revert here. I mean, we're talking that would be early in the morning. I mean, it could. It's like 03:30 tomorrow morning. Just gonna have to wait to see if the dollar gives up some here. You could definitely see this back up here. I mean, I keep getting this 27,750 too. 27,750. Dollar's got to get weak. That's all. Dollar's got to get weak, and it's hovering right now. Pop back over here. Because now I'm sure the dollar's going to look like it needs to be doing some reverting. Although, and very interesting. This is the 30 length, though. You going to make your way all the way back down? Well, you could. Let me pop this low length. Why do I have a feeling nothing rejected from there? Because I'm smart. Just kidding. It's the indicators. You know how to read them. Let's see here. That's exactly why. Before I even turned it on, I mean, I could just tell by the signature. I was like, yeah, this thing probably rejected right off of that 11. Sure did. So it's going to make it all the way to the 30. That's at 10. I keep getting this number right above 106 too. About a quarter of a point.
Bitcoin's been moving along 4 hours perfectly on the projection boss too.
Right.
I mean, on a number of them too. Unbelievable on the 4 hour. Unbelievable. Not that I would trade that time frame, but you want to monitor it and see it good.
Yeah.
See how it does the interplay and everything moves along. It's amazing. We are having an intercept right now on the 4 hour.
That's right.
With the 30-12 and the power mean.
So now that I look at this 4 hour, this kind of makes sense now. This thing going to pull all the way back. You were up at the 3 SD band, man. You were up at the 3 SD band. Let me see something. Which one? Which is this? No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
It was.
You were down here at the 2 SD. It was the other one. I had it backwards. Yeah, this, what are we down here? 105.942. 5.942. Yeah, same area, man, pretty much. Same area. So you got that 3 SD band to the downside and the lower length RMLR right here, right around 106. It surprised me at all if this thing comes down here. Would not surprise me at all. And you're below the power mean. And there goes gold. Let's see where all this is going on with gold. Bounced right off of it, right to the 3 SD. Now this thing's being pretty resilient. I'm gonna be a bit surprised. Let me see though. Let's get the 30 up. Whoa, way down there, huh? Let's see where this power mean comes in. Yeah, this gold. I don't know gold. Do not know gold. 1834. Power means at what? 1820. That's tricky right here. You don't just hit these 3 SD bands, man. Both of them. Both lengths. 3 SD. On that 4-hour candle. Came back and even tested the RMLR and just bounced from there, man. Nice strong move. Now, you're down here, back down around 1 SD band and 2 SD band. Between the two. I mean, this thing's got room. I mean, it can run to the top side again, but usually you're going to see these get retested, especially with the move to the 3 SDs. Yeah, I would not long gold right now, save my life. No way. No way. Not saying it can't go up, but as mean reversion goes and probabilities, I would not go against the probabilities right now, man.
Yeah, just for low time frame scalps. By the way, there's a question in the trading view. Is this a good place to start for learning how to trade? Yes. In fact, if you're learning how to trade, you're extremely lucky because you hopefully have not been poisoned by the nonsense that is voodoo TA. And you've come to the right place because you will learn a proper and better way to trade. We use the same tools that are used by the high frequency trading firms.
Yeah.
So you found the right. You've been very blessed in finding the top of the mountain.
And it will not cost you a dime. Not a dime.
That's right. That's right.
So let's start there. We do this because we like to do it. We want people to learn the VEPS, and we will provide you with a free chart with some beginning indicators with the educational channels that go along with them. So yes, sir, you have found the right place. And why else would I not long gold today? When I was talking about those probabilities, right? You're going, well, what's he talking about? I mean, there's nothing up here. Well, we got deviation bands around the RMLRs. So first thing I see on this 4-hour is that gold runs up to the 3 SD bands on both lengths of the RMLR. No bueno, man. This thing going to come back down. This thing's going to mean revert. Why do I say that? And why would I not long gold right now? Because you're at the second standard deviation on the daily, 95.4 Laplace on the daily, which the 2 SD normal distribution is a 95.4% probability level. But you have two different distributions. Laplace distribution doesn't have standard deviation levels. It just has the probability percentage levels, right? So don't get confused. These are both 95.4% probability levels. And so what's that mean? There's a 95.4% chance gold's data set does not close above where it's literally at right now, all right? That it will not close. Can you get up above it a little bit? Yeah, but look at it pulling back. These are the probabilities. More to the point, there's a 68.3% chance by the close today, gold pulls back inside 1841, 1840.93. And that's normal distribution. Then you got the 68.3 on Laplace distribution, and you have a tight weekly range. It is going to be and will be a magnet all week for price action. I could see gold literally probably ranging. And what do you got up here by the 2 SD and the 95.4 Laplace on the daily? First resistance level to the tight weekly volatility range. Then to the downside, pretty sure it's right up under here. If I'm not mistaken. Is there 3? Yep, I see you, little dotted line. Yeah, it's up under there. It's up under there. Where are you, little shit? I know you're there. So you've got literally like 1812.5 to the bottom, and right where the data set is right now at the top. That's a nice weekly. That's like a first support, first resistance range with the weekly volatility range. It wouldn't shock me at all if gold is just in here all week. 1850, 1812, 1810 area. We'll see though. There's still a 4.6% chance this can close outside these two ranges though. So would it shock me? No. There was still a probability. It's when you get up to the 99.7% probability range, then I'm like, yeah, 0.03% chance the data set's going to close outside that range. You can be pretty sure, right? Pretty sure. What probability are you going to take? I'm going to long gold at the 99.7? Absolutely not. I'm going to long gold at the 95.4? Absolutely not. Would I long gold at the 68.3 top, the first standard deviation? If signs are pointing to that, yeah. But am I just going to sit in that position intraday? Absolutely not. I'm going to front run the 95.4. That's how we use these. This is how I use a distribution. A lot of people use it differently. All right.
Yeah, and you can see it's doing, like, if you have the right position. Yeah, as I mentioned when I was talking about scalping it on both time frames, like 1 minute or whatever. Yeah. You had a few nice candles now going to the upside as the things were showing, as the RMLR, et cetera, which the variance was showing. But like I said, the entropy is very low, and it's basically random. And like Bill was said, on the higher time frames, though, you're really up at those 95.5s, et cetera. So it's like, are you going to go against the higher the probabilities against you, especially when you're looking at a higher time frame, or are you going to take the probabilities that say it's more likely going to go down? Well, generally speaking, if you go with the probabilities, not always, but usually, you got to be on the right side of the trade. And when you're on the wrong side of the trade, the most important thing to do is get out.
Yes.
Cut your losses, limit your losses. It's a massively important lesson for everyone to learn, if you're new to trading especially. By the way, if you are new to this and you're watching us on TradingView or something, you want to know how to get to our Discord, there's like a link below our video description. You can just click on that. Anyway, so Bilbo was saying, like, on the higher time frames, you got these probabilities, telling you basically you reach kind of the top there. And if it goes a bit higher, which it can, if it gets to the 99.7 area, you have a very high chance that it's going to not close above that area. So just keep that in mind, and don't try to beat the probabilities. Try to trade the probabilities.
Here's a good question. Are you a fan of breakout trades, trading crypto futures? Is it trending? Is it a random walk? It's going to depend heavily on that. And where is that breakout? When am I catching a breakout? At the beginning? Am I using a workflow? Right? What time frames are we trending on? Absolutely. I am not. More of a question is, am I a fan of trading a trend breakout? Absolutely. And then I'm right here. This was tough. You're going to get into was it there? Right, on low time frames. I haven't even looked. I haven't ran now I would imagine to see this, especially the way these last 15-minute candles were pulling up, that on low time frames, something was there to get in on this trade, I would imagine. But then where am I going to take my profit along the way? Probably the 1SD, right? Did I give up half the profit or more? Yeah, but it's a win. So yeah, Entropy's got to be trending. I'm not gonna get in on a breakout trade if it's going into a random walk. That's for damn sure. Because that thing, or put it this way, if there's certain things that I'm seeing to get in that trade, I'm not running it very far. I'm definitely probably not running it outside like a 68.3 distribution level. Because if it is a random walk, high probability it's probably not going to break those ranges anyway, so you want to front run there and take profit. But if we look at gold, for instance, let me go over here on gold. Was that 15 minute? Let's throw this on a 15 minute. See what was going on back here. Power candle. Power is what you want to see here, which I would imagine there was probably some hidden bull setting up. Let me see. Let's pull this in.
There was bull divergence on the returns. That's why it pumped.
Yeah, back-to-back trends to the top side. Was that 15-minute trending? Absolutely. Absolutely it was. Let me see. Didn't. Boy, that would have been a lot better if you were down at the wave trend. You can see where that thing ran off from. You're literally right in the middle of the power mean band. Right in the middle, above the 33, above reverse wave trend. You can see what happened. This thing pumped up there, literally went sideways and then slid, rejected off of the bottom of these log MAs, right back to wave trend. Now it's dipped below. Yeah, Fisher down here. Fisher kicked it right back up to the top of the power mean band.
Yeah.
You see something on the 15-minute back here. It is right there. See the lower low here? Boy, that would have been great if I got down the wave trend. But look what it set up. Set up bull div. When did that move start? Right when it crossed the zero mean, you get these first 3 15-minute candles.
Yeah.
And it got up above the 9 log MA again. As soon as that candle closed and it was sitting on top of the power mean band, it just exploded. But look, you were already having an outlier. You were having an outlier on the first candle of those 3 that led up to that big pump candle. Coming off a bull div. Yeah, man. Let me see something. Both Z, well, that was tough right there. Well, no, it's not. Where's that first candle?
He's having a fat sell right now.
Z scores are both heading up with the return oscillator. Indeed. But then it set up a little bit of bear div with this little higher high here. Just went sideways, pulled back down. We just showed this. We're sitting right on top of the power mean band. So if you're looking at that, you're on top of the power mean band. There's nothing else up here. And then you look at the VRE of the distribution and you realize you're at this 95.4% probability. Yeah, man. There's no way I'm looking at anything green. Anything that's shaped like a button, it's green. I'm not even interested in it on cold.
Yeah, no, this is a good place to have been taking profits in the last candle.
And if you haven't if you pump this thing up here and you still haven't taken profit and you're still not taking profit because you're like, oh, see, I told you, here goes gold. You better take your profit. There's a 95.4% chance that's smacking you right between the eyes going, take your profit now. Take your profit on gold.
Even though it's forming a bit of a trending move, it's starting to head that way. The correlation is starting to degrade. So if you're starting to have a weakening correlation, even though you're going to see a trending move, that trending move will not necessarily be that strong. And if anything, the correlation could easily flip, and that trending move will be to the downside. So you're taking your profit after that pump. Like I said, it depends on your position size, if you would have even gotten in that trade in the first place. But if you did, and you have that position, then taking that profit on the last candle would have been the thing to do. But again, this is not a signals channel, and that's why I'm not going to tell you take your profit now or enter now at an exact place, because that's not what we do. But we do talk about the probabilities up and down, because that's how the assets move.
Yeah, look, I dropped from the 15 to the 9-minute. This hold down move on the 15 right here, look at the returns oscillator. It was going up. And then when did the move pretty much start? You get the bounce on the zero mean right here on bull div, and the rest is history. And the 15-minute didn't test the wave trend. Did the 9-minute? Absolutely. Perfectly, too. Bam. Right there. So you're using these time frames. Powerful, man. And believe me, it was trending down here on the 9-minute, right? Before it was on the 15. Let's even go lower. Let's go to a 6. Let's see this thing. Pull it in, baby. Ooh, nice trend. Let's see. Nice outliers too, man. Nice outliers. Outlier took it right to the top, but then the variance was coming down negatively correlated. So instead of this thing really dumping out hard, it just held strong. And where's it holding strong at? We already know. You see the 6-minute chart. Why is this going sideways right here? It's just sitting on the 95.4% probabilities, figuring shit out. But yeah, now you're down here on the 6, bouncing off the freaking wave trend. Bull div. There was bull div on all these, man. Z scores too. Look at this. Look at the high link Z score. Bull div all the way into where it had its outlier. Variance had its outlier. Outliers all around. An outlier is a fat tail event within the distribution. 95.4% probability move or greater in progress. Can you trust those? Tell me. If you've got this indicator, go back and look at it. Throw a projection boss on. That's the easiest way to see it. Where you see that variance outlier starting, you think that did a 99.7. Dude, that thing was busting out through the distribution. That probably went, let's see, It's a good way to do it. Let me turn off these RMLRs. Boom, boom, boom. We're already on gold. Beautiful thing. First, go to 15. There is, let's see here. There's the third standard deviation. Yeah, above 99.7. It's actually right at her, right. Let me see here. Where is that 99.7? Why am I not getting these little pink dots? Where are you, little shit? It was definitely right up in this area right here. I think I see it right under there. But you go to a 6 minute. Look at the 6 minute candle. This thing is just blown out. Blown out. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About a 7 standard deviation move to the wick, probably. The 99.7 Laplace is right there. I mean, this thing didn't even pull back inside the 99.7% probability range. It was literally out here in 99.99999 land. It's a power move. Power move. And look at that on the 6 minute. It just creeps right up above the 30 power mean and launches from there. And look, it's just been hovering around it the rest of the day. Hovering. Now we're back up. Now it's pulling back. Tell me, man. I wouldn't long gold right now to save my life. They're like, we're going to throw you off this bridge right now if you don't long gold. I'd be like, it's been a great life. I've had fun. Lots of good times. Lots of beautiful women. Let's freaking go. How far is the bridge? Make sure it kills me on the first drop. Because I am not longing gold. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's how I look at the probabilities. They're little death wishes.
Bitcoin on the daily, by the way, speaking of probabilities, what a nice move to the downside. I mean, jeez. Like just perfect on the PB2 from the last. If you put the PB2 back on the 28th of September, it is something else. It is a piece of work. Funny. But anyway, on the daily, I mean, you can see it. You can see it on the chart. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, BTC's got a lot of resistance to deal with there.
I know you can say, it's only 1.6% down. 1.8 if you include the wick, whatever, 1.9. Yeah, okay. If you have the right position size, 1.9% is a nice move. Consider those assets that typically move like a couple percent in a year. Like 2, 3, 4% in a year. Yeah. And here you get it like on a slow day, it'll be a couple percent. So, yeah.
So this thing's gonna move hard. You got a tight weekly on BTC. Let's expand this a little bit.
Yeah.
Tight weekly. Rejected off of the first or second. Yeah, first resistance level on the monthly.
Yeah.
Some wicks
it's
right
definitely
into
a week.
Now you're down here below the second support level on the daily, 95.4% probability range looming at 27,245. I can confidently call that. You got a 95.4% chance. That is the low for the day. You got a weekly support, first weekly support level here too. When I see a tight weekly like that, let's see where these ranges are at. I'll put a nice big range on Bitcoin for the week. Where's the second? I like going to the second. So like 26.5 to the bottom. Wow. What the hell's the top side of that?
And even if it just goes down to 26.8, that could be
29.3.
That's a mean conversion point right there.
Got about $2,800 range between the second support and second resistance levels on the weekly. Talking down here? Or no, was that the first? No, there's a first. Snuck right up in there. Yeah. So yeah. It's down by the daily 99.7. Do I think it's going to drop there? 4.6% chance they can get by here. Then you got the 3SD though. All right, 99.7% chance BTC is not going to break below 26.811 today. But I'm going with a 95.4. If this thing wants to spill out and test this range, you got a tight weekly. When you get down around these probabilities and you have a tight weekly, this thing could trend on low time frames right back to the weekly range and bust through it. That's why I put a big range on it. The second resistance, second support.
I just want to point something out here. If you are new to this and you're listening to our old, go listen to some of our old live streams back as far back as August, even July, but especially in August when we said, okay, there's in July when there was that weekly intersect and everything else. So we said, all right, September's lining up to be good, and if it works out nicely, which it did, certainly it had some nice moves on daily time frames. For example, October is going to be shaping up to be quite a thing. And if you look at daily time frames on Bitcoin, for example, it has been moving through October with it's only had like 1 day really or 2 days where the range of the move has been less than 1%. And every other day has been anywhere from between 1 to 4% or 1 to 3.7%.
Water wizard.
So it's been quite a nice scalpy time for Bitcoin on the daily. Well, anything under, obviously we're not scalping the daily, but it's been nice ranges to trade throughout October.
Yeah.
So far, we're only about a third of the way through it. So keep having fun scalping that thing on low time frames. It looks like it's going to be a really a good month for scalping.
Was that Aquaman calling forth the water wizards?
Water wizard.
Yes, that's little Aquaman Padawan calling for the water wizard to show up. Just wait until he figures out Taproot wizards.
So there's some institutional boys, right? I'm looking at GBTC here. They're buying the dip. I mean, you got Bitcoin down 1.56%. You're usually not going to see GBTC up. You see GBTC's up 1.18. It's fluctuating between 0.1 and 0.2. But definitely there's some people buying the dip here, institutional wise. Yeah. Pretty smart. It's always a dip, right? There's always a dip on Bitcoin to buy. My point being, it doesn't matter what the price is. If you're buying for the future, like what are we doing? You buying gold for the future? There's no supply cap. What are you doing? You wonder?
Right.
You wonder why BTC does what it does? Because, man, this is a real currency. That's why the fact, the way they're like you buying and selling Bitcoin, the 3-letter agency wants you to pay taxes on it. Are you kidding me right now? What the hell are we doing? Makes no sense to me, man. This thing needs to be a currency worldwide. It is a worldwide currency. People are like, you're full of shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? See, that's people that have been gaslighted so long about crypto. They think it's some real magical internet money. It's not worth anything. What are these people doing? They're buying these Bitcoin things. What the hell? Wow. That's all I got to say about that. Wow. People need to wake up, man. Dude, I can take crypto right now, send it right back, transfer it right into USD, right into my bank account. I've done it for how many years now? 06? There you go.
Yeah.
Or not 06, Jesus, sorry. 16. That was a little day. I wish 06. I would have been writing a white paper. I am Satoshi. Yes, those are my million Bitcoins. I don't know where 06 came from. Hello. Yeah. So since 16. I mean, God, man, it's been, 8 years now? Yeah, it's time flew this year. How fast did that summer go, man? You kidding me right now?
Jeez. Yeah, man. It's ridiculous.
Went so fast. Oh, well. Almost holiday season again. Whatever holidays.
Incredible the biddy's coming up on its 15th year already. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. And still a lot of people don't get it. And that's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. In time.
Especially real investors out there. People that actually have money, and they're wanting to invest in the future. It's like, what the hell, man? And I feel the same way about these cryptos that don't have supply caps. Like maybe the second biggest. Why?
Right.
And it's a total gas scam. Jesus, man. Why people are investing in Ethereum, I'll never get it. I just never will. And then they just don't know shit about Bitcoin. It's like,
I mean, individual investors, it's weird, but institutionals, I get why they're doing it because they don't care about how much money they burn. So that's why they do it. But yeah, it's silly. Like it's a system with basically no cap. And people say, "Oh, proof of stake now is going to have caps." Okay, it still doesn't. Mm-hmm. You can still tomfoolery with it. So whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. Natural gas is running. My God, it's up over 70. And this thing snapped
Also-
out. Let's look at
the thing
oil.
is,
Woo!
Bitcoin has remained proof of stake, proof of work from the beginning.
Yeah.
Ethereum is no longer proof of work, right? What does that mean? That means that they are willing to change their entire protocol at the drop of a hat, essentially, even though it took them some years to do it. But they're willing to be like, oh, now this is the new trend. We got to do that. Let's jump on that bandwagon. That's not how you build stability, right? Bitcoin this demonstrated it is stable despite being contrarian to what everybody's saying it should be. It shouldn't be proof of work. It's bad for the whatever, bad for the environment, bad for the whatever they say it's bad for. And yet it continues to be the strongest crypto asset.
Bad for the environment. When what percentage is like real green energy?
It's fully green. I mean, it's basically fully green at this point since years ago.
Man.
It's just a joke what
Still
people say.
gaslighting people.
Environment.
And these are the people saying all this are the people driving their electric cars saying, see, you need to do this when they go home, plug it into the coal-fired grid. It's a joke. People are so just jacked up.
The major miners, which is a funny, contradictory sounding thing, but it's the major people mining Bitcoin, right? They have basically powered their grids of miners, with clean energy for some years now. So it's just like, it's very silly to be against the most distributed, decentralized network that's fully backed and secured by all that computer hash power. And we see it reflected in, everything from the hash power rate to obviously the price charts to everything else. And, where do people keep cashing out to? They're not cashing out to, ZFW GYX coin or whatever. They're not some random crypto. Yeah. They're putting the money, if they're into crypto, they're cashing out their gains from alts and putting them into Bitcoin. What does that mean? That means they view alts for quick trades and Bitcoin for holding.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Longer term, it has better prospects. And it's slow. It doesn't have that many transactions per second. Yeah, it doesn't need that many transactions per second if people are going to use it to hold it a long time, right? And if you're just trading it, you can stack it and make quite a bunch of transactions in a day because you're trading on an exchange, whether it's decentralized or not.
Yeah.
And so it's a silly. There's just so many silly arguments against it. It's unbelievable. And is it possible that one day there'll be a crypto that's better and has better value and all that than Bitcoin? Yeah, anything's possible. But for now, it's the king of the hill. And why fight against the grain when you can flow with it and scoop up a whole lot more liquidity that way?
Yeah, I'm looking at this at Boyle here. these daily volatility ranges, distribution levels have moved up above the second resistance level on the monthly. Here's the second resistance level on the monthly. You got, or no, wait a minute. Yep, second resistance level. Where is the third? It's right up above here, not far. Come on down. Come on. Drag that chart. Come on, baby. Come on, TradingView. Get your hooks out of my chart. There it is, right up here at about 70, is it 70, 78? Yep, little tick under 78, 77.94. It's above the 95.4 Laplace on the daily, second standard deviation. What weekly resistance is this? Here's the center of the weekly, top of the weekly. First resistance level on the weekly, up here by the 95.4. But I'm looking at this. Yeah, it almost looks about time for Boyle to pull back here. Made a nice little run. When you start to get up around the second resistance level, yeah, this is where this thing could definitely get rejected pretty hard here. We'll see what happens by the end of the day. But I really do think. So what are we going to do? Let's go over here real quick. I'm going to end on this too. Just thought I'd get in natural gas a little bit. Why not? Here we go. What's that? No. Start the 4 hour. Actually, let's start at the daily. Let's get a good look at this. Yeah, because there was hello. Yeah, let me blow this up. We're not even getting good read. Just hadn't been around enough to even do a 24 hour. That's a bummer. There we go, 4 hour. Let's see where this power mean band is and stuff. This thing is way. We got a personal foul on Boyle. Pretty much bounced off of the. Didn't quite get down to the reverse fissure. Yeah, made its way to. Yeah, man, this is unsustainable. Especially, I was looking at the VRE, right? Those the daily, weekly range. The the daily distribution levels up there around the second support or resistance level on it. Yeah, this thing is way out. Look at the trend. Look at the trend on the entropy. Thing is hard, man. It's barely pulled back in the third standard deviation band. Doesn't look like it wants to slow down too much, but that's going to be, yeah, that's not going to last. Let me see this 90 minute. In fact, this thing's up here over 70 again. It's amazing to me. Yeah, here's a trend on the 90. It has broken up through the bands. Usually the prediction model will flip. It has not flipped yet, and it's heading back into a random walk. It's still trending. Still trending, but this thing is definitely heading into a random walk on some, yeah, these last few 90-minute candles. I mean, it's negatively correlated, contracting. So this thing walked up. That was total, I mean, light trend, I would say at this point. You can see the color. Way out of bounds. Way out of bounds. We're talking like, even down here on the 90-minute, you're 5 points, 6 points out of range here. Mean reversion. Pull it onto these RMLRs. It'll even get nastier probably. Let's see. 4 hour. Yeah. Scale this down a little bit. Bring you back from Mars. There we go. This is not a star chart. These aren't stars. Those are current candle distribution levels. Normal distribution and Laplace distribution. And they are very powerful. Yep. Oh, I'm like, where are my RMLRs? They're turned off.
Quick reminder to people who are new and joining our server. I've seen a few of them today, at least.
Wham.
Since we started the live stream, I mean, if you're in our server, go down to the request support channel. There you can open a ticket, and we'll help you get your free access to our volatility starter pack of indicators and our free pre-populated chart. It all works on TradingView.
Yeah, looky there. Is that the top too? Hold on here. Come on, man. Come on. Get your ass up here. Zip, 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 zip.
2 hours later.
Yeah, here's the center of the weekly. 62.94. Bottom of the weekly. 60, like 60 and a half. Go over to the RMLR here. Let me see some. Well, there you go. Interesting. Is that the low length? Is that the 11 or the 30? Let me see here. Still haven't checked. Yeah, low length. So we got the 11 length RMLR sitting right about at the bottom of the weekly range on bull. I can definitely see this thing pulling back here at some point. Yeah, a little out of bounds. We're going to leave it at that. Let me check one more thing. Daily 60.91. That's 53, 54. Where's that 30 at? Boy, oh boy. Especially they're getting ready to cross. We're getting ready to cross up the power mean. That is the 30 power mean. Magnet right here. Is this thing I'm just going to slam down next couple days? 15 points. If you're a true degen coming from crypto, you'll love Boyle. Because it moves, man. It is a mover. Heavy mover, too. Yeah, let's leave it at that. And if you're watching for the first time, you're looking at this chart, you're just not going to get it. That's okay, right? There's a reason why I can put both these links on and understand what's going on here, because we've been using this for quite some time. But right now, it's just going to look like a mess, right? A big, noisy mess. Look, when you volatility trade, when you trade the way Alpha Trading does, more noise, the better. You want noise. We're trading intraday, right? You want to know where all these levels are at. Right? Whether it be all these volatility bands around the RMLRs, a 30 power mean, both lengths. Same reason why we have all this, right? You see somebody's traditional TA strat and it's set up like this, you're like, oh, this guy's a goof, right? Analysis, you got paralysis by analysis. That's what they say. Oh! Here's the difference. If you're using traditional TA to trade, you're using a big shit bag of lagging indicators. Sorry if that offends you. That's exactly what it is. They're all lagging indicators.
You are not getting money back.
When you have leading information,
get out of my way.
When you have leading information built on volatility, entropy, probabilities, all these little dots, and statistics, all built on the returns, It's leading information. Why? Because price action follows returns. And when you see divergence building, look at all the lower highs on Boyle, higher highs. Look how far you're outside the power mean band. Look where the reverse wave trend is, 58.51. You know what this tells you right here, the signature you're looking at? The return on your investment is diminishing, and it has been diminishing. You're lucky the bottom hasn't fallen out of this yet. Is it gonna? Absolutely. If you're in on Boyle and you have not taken your profits, it's because you're probably using lagging indicators. You just don't understand what's really going on in these markets. It's all about mean reversion. These assets can pump and dump all they want. But the reason why you see a lot of wicks left behind and you see massive reversals happen so fast, it's all about probabilities and mean reversion. That's all it is. It's powerful, man. And if you have found us, you are one of the lucky few, because we don't advertise, we don't do anything. We let people stumble across us. And they stumble across us because they're not happy with their current strategy. And you're not happy with your current strategy because at some point you've probably realized all these indicators are lagging. I've been putting all my eggs in this basket and it's not paying off for me. Amen. Open up a support ticket. Request the free Volatility Starter Pack. If you're already in the Discord, you know it doesn't cost a dime. You're barely getting a glimpse into the Discord when you enter, right? If you request that free Volatility Starter Pack, you're going to get the education channels that go along with those like 5 indicators that you get. And you start there and you learn and you watch these live streams. And then maybe in a few weeks, once you get the basics down, then you're like, you know what? I want to check out your free trial for your actual indicator package. And then the whole world of Alpha Trading's Discord is going to open up to you. You're going to see all the educational channels, which is going to blow your mind because there's a bunch of them. There's enough information to sift through in this server that's not going to cost you a dime, that we have literally, you have no idea the hours that we put in putting all this together for you people to be able to teach you how to do this for free. And then after that free trial, if it's something you want to do and you want to be a volatility trader and you want to learn how to really trade the intraday markets, you have found the right place and we have that package for you. But if you come straight in the Discord and you're like, oh yeah, this is great, I want to buy your indicators, we're going to be the first ones to tell you we would rather you not do that, because we're trying to build a community here of volatility traders, not a bunch of people that come in, buy our indicators, don't ever interact in the Discord, don't ever ask any questions, and then when that month ends, we never hear another peep out of them because they didn't learn the basics first. They're just seeing this and not understanding it, and especially not understanding the power. If you give this time, you're going to be just like the other people in the Discord going, this is the greatest thing since sliced freaking bread. Where have you been my whole life? You have to learn the basics first, though. You just have to. Or you're going to get lost in all this noise. This is good noise. You want this intraday. The confluences across the board on my 3 charts are amazing. Amazing. And you will have a leg up on most traders because they're all using traditional TA. You might as well have a pet monkey throwing darts at a dartboard, man, for real. And then if the position turns against you, just get out of the trade. If you're just here for a little while, you don't plan on doing anything, take these 3 things seriously, how to become a real trader, right? First off, take your profit often and early, always limit your losses, and never be emotionally attached to your trades. You follow those 3 rules right there, you could trade tea leaves, man, and become a profitable trader.
You win.
If you want to really understand the financial markets, this is it. You have found the spot. The high frequency trading firms are really the only ones using all this information. That's why you can go online, you won't find it. You will not find this info out there. You know why? These guys have got a cap on it, man, a lid. They don't want this information out. There's a reason why our YouTube channel's shadow banned. That's why we came to TradingView to stream where all the traders really are, because we know TradingView's not going to shadow ban us. Hell, we've had a couple of videos be editors' picks. This is the place. If you found us, stay with us. We're going to be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And wherever you live out on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace, man.
Say hello to my little friend.
Peace.
See you, man.